This is Cast of Wonders, the young adult fiction podcast featuring stories of the fantastic. Welcome! Episode 384 for November 17th, 2019. I'm your host this episode, Andrew K. Ho, Assistant Editor for Cast of Wonders. I'm also a writer with stories and essays published or forthcoming in Diabolical Plots, Highlights for Children, The Young Explorer's Adventure Guide, Volume 6, Paraabnormal Magazine, December 2019, and here on Cast of Wonders. Today's story is another Dinovember episode. Sphexa Start Dinosaur by Nibadita Sen first appeared in Robot Dinosaurs on August 3rd, 2018. Nibadita Sen is a queer Bengali writer, editor, and gamer from Calcutta. A graduate of Clarion West 2015, her work has appeared in venues such as Podcastle, Nightmare, The Dark, and Fireside. She helps edit Glittership, an LGBTQ SFF podcast, enjoys the company of puns and potatoes, and is nearly always hungry. Hit her up on Twitter at her_Nibsen. This story is narrated by Tal Manir. Tal Manir, who uses they/them pronouns, is the creator of Side Questing, a fantasy podcast about avoiding the main plot. Their voice can be found in a number of indie audio fiction shows, including Ungifts, In Between, and Monsters Out of the Closet. There is indeed a Patreon for Side Questing at patreon.com/sidequesting. Please consider supporting Tal and their work. And now, we've a tale to tell.
Sphexa Start Dinosaur by Nibadita Sen, narrated by Tal Manir. Asha, Ash to friends, wedges the maintenance door open wide enough to slip into the darkened interior of the abandoned ride. Inside smells like rust and stale water and plastic fused with metal. Sphexa, he says. Light. The small robot bobbing behind him clicks, casting a circle of illumination onto the concrete floor. He made Sphexa in shop class at school, patching together an old Echo, a frame salvaged from a drone, a rolling toy robot, and a few other things. Because if you're going to be that stereotype of the Indian kid good at engineering, you might as well lean all the way in. Reminder, Sphexa says as they make their way down the narrow walkway lining the tunnel. Event upcoming in 2 hours. Pick May up for prom. I'm working on it, Sphexa. Would you like a list of car rental agencies in the area that take last-minute bookings? Disapproval is not something he programmed into the bot, but it's definitely pulling some attitude right now. I'm good, Sphexa. Thanks. They're walking alongside a long, low channel that still holds a few inches of scummy water. The flat-bottomed boats that used to rock and splosh slowly along the artificial river are long gone, of course. Journey Through the Jurassic was shut down a year ago, eclipsed by other, showier rides in the park. It was his and May's favorite before that. They rode it every hot, sticky summer, multiple times if they could, huddled together in the boats with their backpacks full of issues of National Geographic and Meccano dinosaurs they'd built together. Over the years, they went from staring awestruck at the animatronic saurians craning over them to playing spot the animatronical inaccuracies. Ash still remembers, though, that first time when they were younger, though they'd ridden it so many times already by then. When they rounded the corner where the T-Rex lifted its metal head and roared in the low reddish light. And May grabbed his hand, their smaller, warmer fingers tightening in his. May. His heart jolts, as it always does, at the thought of their heart-shaped face. The way their hair is always falling into their eyes when they get excited about something, and how they dashed away impatiently with the backs of their hands as they keep talking, their voice going high and jumpy with their infectious joy. They had their first kiss on this ride, too, in the back of a boat in middle school, somewhere just past the T-Rex, but before the raptors. Ash clambers through a thicket of fake Jurassic ferns in a nest of baby Maiasaura, led by Sphexa's overhead beam. It's hot in here. His rented tux is a little too small for him, uncomfortably tight against his chest, over the binder. The corsage he got for May sits carefully in an inner pocket. He figured he should keep at least one thing traditional if he was going to flip double middle fingers at all the rest. He's almost all the way to the mouth of the exit when the irregular silhouette of a Stegosaurus rises ahead out of the gloom. Ash grins. Bingo. Stegosaurus, May's second favorite dinosaur. Their first is Psittacosaurus, but Journey Through the Jurassic doesn't have one. Sphexa, raise lights to 7. Ash carefully lowers his backpack to the now brighter floor and starts pulling things from it. Pliers, loops of cable, wire cutters, microcontrollers, mostly from his own workshop, a few borrowed from his dad's. His hopes are confirmed as he starts carefully severing the plastic encasing the animatronic's upward-forward leg joint. The T-connectors and needle valves he needs are mostly already there, articulated and ready to go, if dusty from disuse since the ride shut down and the Stego stopped making its plodding way back to and from the waterhole. All he has to do is feed wires into the right places, sealing them in places with dabs of insulated putty, winding them up towards the dinosaur's knobby head. Message from May, Sphexa reports archly. It's okay if you've changed your mind. May had nearly cried with happiness when he'd asked them to prom, but had flip-flopped between anxiety and despair ever since, making lists of everything that could go wrong. They'd never exactly fit in, the two of them, the trans kid and the immigrant, especially not since May had come out. Ash could guess what some of the stuff on May's lists was. The glances in the hallway, the jackasses trying to flip up their skirt, being shoved at the water fountain. He got his fair share of it, too. The Sphero that went into making Sphexa had been his before someone kicked it down the hallway, snapping it in half. Sphexa reply. Send link to playlist. Cretaceous rock. Message sent. Reply from May. Ha ha. Sphexa hovers overhead as he works, the minutes ticking by. As he suspected, the Stego skull is mostly empty, its mechanics concentrated in the joints. Ash pulls himself up onto the dinosaur's back, brushing cobwebs from between its raised plates. A staggered line of them, not paired, totally inaccurate for S. ungulatus. At least it makes it easy to find a seat. Okay, Sphexa, he says. Get in there. Tablet in hand, he makes minute course corrections on the touchscreen as the robot levers itself into the hollow skull, clicking free of its drone frame. Ash leans forward to plug the final jacks into the ports on Sphexa's back. Rotors click and valves piston as the connections light up one by one. A whirring hum he can feel through the animaton's thick plastic hide. The Stegosaurus shifts, lifting one huge foot and then another, testing its restored and expanded mobility. Elation warms his chest. GPS active, Sphexa says. Add destination. May's place. Would you like to add another stop? Suggestion based on calendar. School. Not yet. Ash pats the dinosaur's neck. Let's go get May. Then we'll see where they want to go. He twists his earbuds up into place, tucking them in firmly, and taps the tablet. Oh, and Sphexa? Play Walk the Dinosaur.
Sphexa Start Dinosaur is a love story and one told with so much heart. What else but love would guide our engineering Ash to prep a dinosaur to pick up his prom date, all because it's May's second favorite dinosaur? Had Ash more time, we're sure he would have found a way to get an actual Psittacosaurus for May. It's the kind of crazy, beautiful gesture that makes us readers blink with surprise and delight. I think this story called to us in our submission pile because of Ash's and May's unapologetically gutsy romance. There are so many forces out there that can crush a relationship, and in our real-life world, prejudice is one of them. Ash and May have both been bullied, and May's lack of confidence most likely comes from the fact the two of them will be ostracized when they appear at prom. But Ash is going to buck the traditional limo and take his date on a dinosaur. He's going to, quote, flip double middle fingers at all the rest, end quote. Neither of them care about the hate they're going to face. They're going to prom on a dinosaur. When we see people fall in love, regardless of whether they're trans, immigrant, or whatever, we smile. We are happy for them. We root for them to conquer their difficulties. We hope their relationship will blossom into permanence. We do not glare with envy. We do not curse their good fortune. We do not judge them. We must realize how truly rare falling in love is in the world, because two like souls finding each other in the wide, wide universe is like two supernovas igniting at the same time. It's like looking up at just the moment a shooting star passes overhead. It's like permission the universe gives us that maybe one day we'll find our soulmate too, that the same happiness can happen for us. Join us again next time for another Dinovember story. We love bringing you the best audio fiction week after week, but we can't do it without your support. Your donations pay our authors, our narrators, our servers, and our staff. Please consider supporting us with a monthly donation through either PayPal or Patreon. You can also review us on Apple Podcasts, request us on Spotify, and consider the stories we publish for award consideration. There are lots of ways you can help. Join the discussion on the EA Forum, forum.escapeartist.net, or visit on Twitter at Cast of Wonders. Come say hello. Cast of Wonders is a production of Escape Artists Incorporated and is brought to you by editors Marguerite Kenner and Catherine Inskip, assistant editors Andrew K. Ho and Carissa Sluss, associate editors Tanya Bezpalko, Amy Brennan, Alicia Caparasso, Trace Fontel, William Height Minor, Sean Proctor, Ray O, Susie Rodriguez, Emma Smales, and Chris Tang. Art Director, Alexis Goebel. Community Manager, Danny Daly. And our audio producer, Jeremy Carter. Our episodes are released under the Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 4.0 International License. That means you can download or listen to the episode on any device you like, but you can't change it or sell it. Our theme music, Appeal to Heavens, is by Alexei Nav and available from Promo DJ or his Facebook page. Thanks for listening.